Hello everyone, this is Johannes.
And this is Cinema.
And you are watching Board Gaming Ramblings.
And today we are taking a look at our top 10 interactive Euro games.
Yes, we are. This is an interesting list because Euro games are known for being like multiplayer solitaire, sitting in a corner and
puzzling
and fiddling with your own stuff.
Yes.
Which is something we do enjoy, but we also do like interaction. And we have started to like it more and more throughout the year. So what do you lay in interaction? What do you mean by that?
Yeah, that is a very difficult question, I think. And we have talked a lot about that, making this list, because there's a lot of mechanisms in a game that has interaction, like bidding, auctions, for example, worker placement, that kind of stuff. So I feel like interaction, when I made this list, was when that interactive mechanisms were like multiple in a game, or when the interactive mechanism were like the most important part of the game, a much more essential part of it than just puzzling with your own stuff.
Yeah, I will say so. Like, for example, I do not feel like worker placement is interaction, which is just basically, oh, you took my space, I will do this other thing now.
Yeah.
So for me, it is games, it might be worker placement games or games like that, but it needs, like you said, it has to be, I had to sit and think, like, it's so important, what do you do? And I had to try to interpret what it's called, like psychologically think, like, what are you gonna do? Predict what are you gonna do? And try to say, okay, I need to do these two things, and it's a lot of different things. And you might disagree with these choices. And
that is so interesting. Yes.
And this was kind of a hard one to make for you, right?
Oh yeah, I have like 10 other games that isn't on the list because it's a top 10. And
sometimes that's hard for you. You're just like, why can't we make like the top 50?
I wanted to make a top 20. I could easily make a top 20 with amazing games. So yeah.
So what to do like in 2 years, like do top 10 other interactive games?
Yeah, please.
Or Euro games. So are you ready to begin?
Yes.
Let's do rock, paper, scissors.
Okay.
Rock, paper, scissors, you begin. Okay, so you're number 10.
My number 10 is a game that we recently had on our top 10 auction games list. It's Keyflower.
Cool.
And the reason it's here today is that both is auctions, an interactive mechanism, as we speak about, but also when I start an auction, I decide what colored meeples
that can change the game a lot,
for that specific tile. And then I'm trying to think, what do you have? What do I have? What tiles do I really want? And after we're done with the auctions, I can go with my little worker dudes.
Or meeple.
To your kind of village.
Yeah.
And use your action spaces. And I just think that is so interesting. There's a lot going on in this game, and I think that all is intertwined between the players.
Yes, absolutely. Like, I agree with everything you said. I'm not going to repeat it. I agree with everything you said. Keyflower is an amazing game.
Yes.
My number 10 is a game that was recently on the auction bidding top 10 list.
It's going to be something from that list.
It is a game we don't own, and the more I think about it, it's a game we need to own because we talk about it so much. It is Lancaster.
Yes.
Because Lancaster has, it feels even like, it doesn't feel that much as an auction bidding game, more like an interactive Euro. Because I want to do this action. But then you come and like say, nope, you're not going to do that action. And I'm like, oh, what am I going to do then? So it's kind of, it has more than just the worker placement blocking, because you're not really blocking. Other people can come and throw you out. And you have that kind of interaction, trying to win those spaces that are very important to you. Maybe you put somewhere where it's not that important to you. I love that kind of bidding there, where you think, okay, if I win this with a 2, it's fine. It's not super important, but I will be happy. If this I really need, so I need to go heavy in here. And it's so interactive all the time, and trying to find out, because it's basically like, I wouldn't, like, if this was a normal worker placement game, I wouldn't feel like it was for this list, but because it has that of you bidding and taking out the others and doing all of that, I feel like it fits this list, and it is a great game, and we need to buy it now.
Yeah, we do. I think what makes this more than just a worker placement game is the back and forth. Because I can decide to go for a place, and I can react to you, and I can be like, oh, but this is more important for me. And also like the, what do you call it, the conquest abroad? I don't know what the name is, but also trying to get a majority there is also a fun interactive elements.
Absolutely, so that is a great game. We need to get it.
My number 9 is a game from Alban Viard. It's Small City.
Yeah.
And as other city building games, they tend to be somewhat interactive, like Suburbia and such things. I care about what's going on in your city.
Yeah.
But actually, when we're building...
You mean My City, the game by Ryan Knizia?
Actually, in this Small City game, I am building in secret.
Yeah.
So right in the building phase, because this affects you, I'm building in secret.
Yeah.
And we reveal, and I'm just like, oh, you built that there?
Yes.
It ruins my plans. And I can send some tourists over to you and make your life harder.
Yeah, because
steal your action spots.
Do my actions and make more pollution in my city, so that my people will
There
maybe
you
die
go.
and take up more spaces in my city, which I would like to build buildings in. And also you have the fact that many of the buildings only have like one of them or maybe two. So then turn order is important, so that if you want it at the same time, you have to snag it up before somebody else. Because that can, like for example, there's a hospital that will help you not to die from pollution. And that if you that can make or break your game if you get that for your strategy. And there's just so much stuff to like in this game, except that the box is huge and it could have been a small one.
Yes,
but
what's the point?
This is a game you should seek out if you like heavy games. It's also on the heavy games list. It's a great game. And a lot of interaction, so I absolutely agree. My number 9 is, what's my number 1 heavy game? It's Arkwright.
Yeah.
It's a great game. Like, it is this low on this list because it has... the other games have more interaction, basically.
There's a lot of interaction in this game, though.
It is a lot of interaction, but it is kind of like a blocking plus, you know? Like, it is the demand and trying to get to sell more than the others. And that, like, the pricing of your different goods and then getting to... Because if you sell cheaper, you will get to sell more. So then you can... And if the demand is low, then I can basically do that. And now you get to sell 1 and you wanted to sell 5. So now you have 4 that you can't use for anything. And that's going to be bad for you because you need that money to do other things. Or somebody can buy more workers than you thought. So now the workers have to have more fees. And there is a lot of interaction here as well. Like other games on this list I feel fits the list even better. But Arkwright is an amazing... heavy big Euro game with a lot of interaction.
Yeah, just thinking about the game makes my brain hurt.
Makes me want to play it.
This is a tough one, guys.
And it's 5 euro long.
Oh yeah, and this is a very heavy game. I feel like there is definitely a lot of interaction in this game, and it's just a beast to play, but very good.
Yes.
Very good. And my number 8 was also on the auctions list.
So you basically just took that list?
No, I did not. But I had a lot of Euros on that list, so it's easily a overlap here. So that is Age of Steam. In Age of Steam, you're building tracks on a map, and you're building it to, is it cities? I don't know. Places where there are cubes. Theme, where I'm going to pick those up. So not only am I wanting to build the best route possible, but I want to snag those cubes before you do. And there's also a bidding for turn order, which can really affect how your round is playing out.
How your game is playing out.
So all of these things are really just highly interactive and to the point where you can go bankrupt if you're not paying attention. So Age of Steam.
Yeah, this is a game that probably some people will fight us for being a Euro game, but I do agree with you. Like, it has so many Euro elements, so it's more a Euro game, like, for example, an 18xx game. It is a train game, but it still has a lot of those Euro elements. It's route laying, route building, pick up and deliver, auction, different action selection.
Like, Martin Wallace is very, very good at making train games that are also Euro games. He has many other examples on great train Euro games as well.
So yeah, this is an amazing game. Absolutely, I love it for all. Like, I agree with everything you said. Yeah, I agree with everything. My number 8 is Endeavor: Age of Sail. This has basically, when I started making this list, I was like, oh, every game with a map has interaction because you're trying to take spaces. But here it has a lot to say about the points where you're basically placing discs on a map in this game. You're placing loads of discs on the map and you can take away discs, and like when you have discs in a row you get points for it. So it's very important to try to block where other people, not let a person just build what they want and get all the points in the universe. So it's very important to block that, even to attack and remove it so you can place there so that your line is better, and trying to do all of that while also doing all the other things in the game. But that is the part that is the most interactive. Of course, getting the cards is interactive, like snagging it before the timing is very, very important. But I think the map here and breaking off those lines is the most interactive part of the game.
Yes, the map is very interesting in this game, and also it has a great 2-player variant that I actually was really surprised that worked that well. It was Endeavor Age of Sail?
Yes,
something?
Endeavor Age of Sail.
Yeah, thank you. Is one of those games that are not on my list, but was a very strong contender, so I'm glad it's on yours. Yes, I'm very happy about that. My number 7 is a game that we talked about. And I said to you, this is not on that list. And we thought about it some more, and I was just like, oh shoot, it is. It's Lingnom. This is a heavy, crunchy, one-way street. Oh, I think it was on my number 1 heavy games list. This is a beast. You're first competing for some areas to chop some wood.
No, that's later. You're first at the one-way street.
Oh, and then, right. Okay, so I'm starting again. You're first picking actions in a one-way street, and that is so tense because this is a very tight game. So I have to try and see what your guys are going to do and see how far am I willing to jump ahead, and then am I willing to stall behind here and hope that you guys don't take my spot over there. It's so tight, and then you're going to some places and chop some wood, and if 2 of you are selecting the same place to chop wood,
you get less.
Yeah, so that could really impact how you're doing, and also you need food, and people can take your food.
And it's very interesting because we talked about this, you said we talked about it, but just to go a bit more deep in that, because we asked ourselves, is a one-way street an interaction? And is it more interactive than just a worker placement blocking? And I think it is for a couple of reasons. First off, you said because with a worker placement actions, you can do it in the order you want to. And also, my biggest argument for this is that let's say you have a worker placement game with 15 actions. And on my turn, I'm going to do one of them, and probably maybe 10, 11 of those are not really helpful for me right now. There's 4 of them I really need to do now. So let's say that. In a good one-way street game like Lingnom, you need everything.
Yes.
You need every single thing on that row. If I would have the possibility, I would go 1, 1, 1, 1, 1. So everybody needs everything. And that makes it the interaction a lot higher than in just a worker placement game.
I agree.
Because you have to, as you said, think of, okay, I really need that. That's 5 spaces away. Do I think if I go here now, do I think I can get that before you go there? And that makes it elevate. Just wanted to just
I think it's very
explain a bit about that.
Yeah, because it's very, when we talked about this, we really got a little bit of grasp how different this group of games, like the interactive part, how much that can mean to different people. So that was, as you said, the reason this is on the list.
And something that's interactive for us may not be for anybody else, so that is interesting.
Very.
So next up for me, it's gonna be quick. It's Keyflower.
Oh, so we have our first
amazing. It's great.
crossover.
It has that especially part where, and I love it because it has the interaction of you coming, placing on one of my spaces, blocking it, but then I get that worker back. So it has some very great elements. I like it a lot.
Amazing game. We have now my number 6. This is a game that we don't own. And I don't think, maybe this is a game that I've played with you. I played it a lot in Kongsberg.
Okay.
This is Mission Red Planet.
Oh yeah, we don't own it. No, I don't think we need to own it.
I really like it. It's not one of my favorites of all time, but when
I'm surprised seeing it here.
Yeah, when I thought of games with interaction, this immediately hit me because you're first off, you're playing cards, and you have all of the cards to choose from, I think, and then you're revealing them in numerical order. So I have to think about what I want to do, and then I have to think about what are you going to do? And do I need to do this thing before you? Then I have to change to another number. And you're basically putting your little meeples in tiny... this is a cute game. In tiny rocket launchers. I don't know what
I don't think it's
called.
rocket launcher. That's a weapon. It's like rockets that you shoot into space.
Yeah. Rocket.
You do not put people into a rocket launcher.
You know me, like rocket thingies, I was about to say. And then you're landing in one of the areas on Mars.
Yeah.
Not March. I was about to say
March.
the month March.
Yes.
And then it's my area majority to get the resource that is on that in that area.
Yes.
And there's also some areas that you want to be in for some secret points. So I feel like there's everything in this game is interaction basically.
Yeah.
And I just really enjoy it. It's a lighter, quicker game than we usually enjoy, but I think it's really nice.
I think it's a fun game. I enjoyed it the times I played it. Don't need to play it again. My number 6, I'm just going to let you speak because my number 6 is another crossover and we have talked about it already. It is Small City.
Yes. My number 5, right?
Yes.
This is another game that it was on our top 10 auctionist list. This is Rurik Dawn of Kiev. And I chose this for the same kind of reason that you chose Lancaster. I think this is a better choice than Lancaster, actually. Yeah. Because this both has the bidding for actions that are really interesting. Yeah. And I'm highly reacting to what you do. Yeah. Because, and I also try to think about what actions are important to you. Because I want to... Yeah, you have workers with different values, and the better value is going for the best action, but you're doing them in numerical order. So very interesting. And you're also placing your dudes on the map and trying to have control over stuff. So that is another interactive element. So 2.
Absolutely.
And so I win.
It's a great game, absolutely. My number 5 is 2 games.
Oh.
It is...
Oh, I know what it is.
Yes, of course you do. It's Bros. Bros is one of those games that has a lot of interaction on the map. Like, I had many map games that I was like, oh, this might be on the list, this might be on the list. But Bros, Birmingham especially, because of the beer, which adds another layer of interactivity, just is so important. The timing is so important. If I do not build this over here now, then I will lose. Or if you go and you build it there, and I was like, oh, no, I cannot do it. I can. My whole plan crumbles down, and I really like that. I love this game so much. I think we played Bros together like maybe 20 times now, which is crazy high for a game, any game for us. And it's just a very, very good game, and I enjoy it so much. And the interaction is so tight. This is one of those games I would likely. I think 3 players is okay, but 4 players is where the game is really, really good because you get a map so tight and it's so important, especially the first phase where you can only have one building in one place, and it's just so hard to get to do what you want because other people are doing things that you want to do. And
this is such a solid game. This is just pure gold in my heart. Just it sings when hearing about this game. Yeah. I also think like the interaction in the turn order is really cool because if I spend a lot of money, I go last. The most money, I go last. Yeah. I can spend a lot of money and still go first if everyone else does that. But then I can spend very, very little money. So then I go first the next round. I basically get 4 actions in a row, which might be super powerful since timing is such an important part of the puzzle in this game. So my number 4 is another lighter game, and this is Tiny Towns. Oh. I like this game a lot.
Does Tiny Towns have interaction?
Oh, you don't think so? Let me tell you. When you're building in Tiny Towns, on my turn, I choose 1 cube of 1 color and I place it in one of my spaces on my grid. Yeah. And then you do the same, and you do the same, and you do the same. And we're going around and around and around. And when I have a specific color in a specific shape, I can turn that into a building. Yeah. Yes, there is a lot of puzzling on your own board, but trying to predict what the others are building and what colors they will pick is really interesting to me. Because then I can choose to go for specific buildings myself and also try to pick colors that you don't want, but still gives me a lot of opportunities.
I agree.
So that you can build whatever you want and I'll still be happy. I love this game a lot, and I think this is one of the lighter games in like the city building genre that has the most interaction.
I think it has interaction. I didn't think about this at all for this list, but I do like the game a lot. I think it's an amazing game, great little puzzle game. My number 4 is a game I'm 100% sure you don't have on your list. I would be very surprised. You might surprise me, but I will be very, very surprised. This is a game we haven't played in many years. It is a great game, and when I saw it now, I was like, I need to play this game now. And it is Panamax.
Oh, I have just played it once, so no, not on my list.
This is an amazing game about having ships float through, drive, sail, boating through the Panama Canal with different goods. And it's so many things you can do to interact here. You can push other ships through so that you now need to pay more money for your ship than you thought you would, and now you lose because you don't have any money left. I can try to put all my goods on your ship so that you will just have to move your ship and give me lots of coins because you have maybe one of your goods and two of my goods on the ship, and that is good for me because you still want to move it through, but you will give me more money for that than others. And it has so many things of trying to use the other players to your best possibility so that you don't have to do a lot of work. Just sit back and look at them doing the work for you. This is a very good game. One game I would love to see more people playing because it's a great game and I really want to play it again. It also has a lot of great other things, like you have your own money and the company's money, and you need to try your own money. It's what you win with at the end. It's so hard to get that money. And it's just so much stuff going on in this game. I want to play it again. It has a lot of interaction. That's Panamax.
Yeah, we have to play this again. Just hearing about it now, it sparks up some vague memories. But I just remember getting a headache from this game because it can be brutal. This game. Oh, a lot of interaction.
I think you might like it more now because it's quite a few years since we played it.
Yeah, I think so too. We should play that. My number 3 is a crossover. This is Bros. Bros Birmingham. Yeah, both of them.
So my number 3 is a crossover. It is Age of Steam. For all the reasons we have already talked about, Age of Steam. Amazing game with extremely amount of maps you can play on.
Yes. My number 2 is a political game. This is kind of new to our collection. I'm saying new because we got it like within a year or something. Die Maker.
Die Maker, yes.
Yeah. This is... I had to go some rounds before putting this on the list. And then I remember like the political campaigns and how you can easily screw other people over by putting something like on the political agenda that they don't have in their programs, and constantly reacting to what other people do.
I agree.
And like trying to match other people's programs so that you can like stay in the loop.
Yeah.
And also the bidding auctions for like a negative and what do you call it? The polls. Yeah. Having negative or positive things said about you, so you get good stuff. And also the RIA majority kind of thing.
But it is absolutely RIA majority,
press, for example. So there's so many cool mechanisms in the game that I think almost all of them are highly interactive to me. Yeah,
my number 2, I agree with you. It's a great game. It was not on my list, but it's a great game. I want to play it more. My number 2 is a game I'm a bit surprised you don't have on the list. If you don't have it as number 1, I won't think so. And it's Barrage.
Yeah. You remember when I went through the Board Game Geek and I said, oh no, not that game. That was Barrage. And the sole reason it's not on my list because this is highly interactive.
Is it because you're a sore loser?
No, because despite it being a very good game and highly interactive, it's just not one of my favorites.
No, that
is the only thing because
absolutely.
This is solid.
I love this game.
This is one of the most punishing games I know. And I really love the worker placement here as well. There's like both the placement on the map and the worker placement. I'm just taking over your game. Sorry. Go.
It's okay.
Go.
It's okay. I like it for the reasons you like
excited.
it. It's a great game. I love it. We have the expansions. I heard it makes it a lot better.
Cool.
So, but with the game, it sadly had a bad Kickstarter campaign, but the game is amazing.
Yes.
And it is so highly interactive. You can basically, you did that. I'm going to do that now.
Yay!
And you have a huge problem because I did that, and you have no income, and you will you will die a slow death.
Yeah.
And it is a great game. When thinking about it now, I agree with you. It's one of those games that's going to be like, oh, we're going to play that again. No. and it's been a while since we played it, so I had to read the rules again. It's so much stuff. I really want to play that throughout the year.
Very good.
Play it with the expansion sometime this year. That would be amazing.
Let's go.
So yeah, or no, my number one, your number one, I'm guessing it's going to be the same game.
Yeah.
I would be super confused if it's not.
This was like the first game that I thought of when I said interactive.
Yeah, and it's because it's the game that made us like interactive games.
Yeah, that kind of opened my eyes to interactiveness being not a negative thing in board games.
And it would really strange now if we count down and we say two different games.
No, it's the same.
So let's count down. 3, 2, 1. Wildcatters. No, it's Wildcatters. Sorry, that joke is starting to get too old. Yeah. It's Wildcatters. Yes, you can speak.
It's just all of these things coming together, and it's actually pretty punishing as well. You're selecting some cards with some regions, and that is the regions where you can drill for oil or like
do your actions
basically. And you have to jump on the other players because you can follow something and just like, oh, I want to drill in the old place too. And yeah, since you're drilling there, I'm going to set up all like the trains or something around it. So you have to transport your oil through me, and then you can be like, oh, but I'm putting it in your refinery, and you have to give me all your what do you call it, shares? Yes. And you can,
not a chair you sit on, but like
all the shares. And then I can basically lose if I haven't been careful enough. So this can be a very punishing game, but
it is a very punishing game.
Yes, potentially, yeah. And
you like it so much even though it has an auction in it.
Yeah, to think of that. Isn't that crazy?
That is crazy.
That is crazy. Yeah, so I just love this game.
Yeah, I agree with everything you say. It's a great game. It's a 4-player only game. I would say you can play 2 and 3, and we have played 3 players.
Played with 4.
It works. It is a demo player because you have to have 4 players in the game. So 4 human players is the best if you can manage that somehow now. So Wildcatters, number 1. Those are the top 10 interactive Euro games.
Yes.
Let us know in the comments if you agree and which ones you do agree on, which ones you don't agree on.
And tell me which ones we missed, because I guarantee you, I've already thought about them.
Maybe not all of them, because there's a lot of ones which we haven't played as well, which I know are a lot of older interactive
but
Euros.
I'm very curious about your thoughts, so please tell us what you think.
So if you are still here watching and you have not subscribed, what are you doing? Do it! Click the button, it's free.
With it.
Click the bell button, it's also free. If you want to do something that's not free, you can go to patreon.com/boardgamingramblings and support us there. It helps a lot. Thank you so much for everybody who supports us.
Thank you so much.
It means a lot to us that you do that. And that is the end of another video. Thank you so much for watching. I'm Johannes.
I'm Sunniva.
And you've been watching Board Gaming Ramblings, and bye bye.